just a little unnoticed. When the lights dim down low, I start to feel the distance grow. Yeah, I'm caught in the shadows, applauding everyone else's existence. Feels like you're looking down on me. You're so high up, who needs company? I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. Feels like you're looking down on me. You're so high up, who needs company? I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. Sometimes it feels like I've seen through just a really bad review. Tell me what it is that keeps you high above it all. Feels like you're looking down on me. You're so high up, who needs company? I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm here in the back of the room, clear but just out of focus. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed. I'm not invisible, just a little unnoticed.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, pew, 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 pew. We are back and we are live. It is PTPOD number 38. How you feeling, pod people? I hope you're feeling good. I know normally I come in, it's the music, and it's me, and then I bring the folks on. But when fire is hot, you don't touch it. You just let it burn the place. And we're letting that happen right now. Ladies and gentlemen, my co-host, my partner, the man to the left, the Dr. Dre to my Eminem is in the building, co-hosting, holding it down. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your friend, my friend, the DJ of all DJs, DJ PRO2KALL.
What up? What you think? I sold them all? No.
Not
What
only
up,
did you not
man?
sell them all, you've added to the collection. Yes.
I've added to the collection. Yes, I have.
And ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor. He was on a party stream one time, but it was such a wild party stream. We didn't get to really feature him the way we wanted to. This was early, I believe late last year, early this year. Anyway, my man is back. He's got a new single he just dropped. You just heard it. You're going to find out where it is. You're going to be able to bounce it, drop it, be the coolest envy of all your friends with the hottest jams. I need you to give it up for an Oklahomie. Yes, I said an Oklahomie. Right here in the OK, the best state. We don't play. We are always late. But ladies and gentlemen, my man coming from the town with the highest federal government assistance in the state, the largest amount of dispensaries per capita in the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for producer, podcaster, amazing father, amazing friend, DJ J Pilon. Give it up. Pew, 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 pew.
What's good with it? Good to be
How you
here.
doing, sir? Yeah, we hear
Doing
you
all right.
good.
Just keeping on my wild babies. I've got three of them. 8-year-old is the oldest, and the other two are 5 and 2.
Oh
So
my
they're a
gosh,
handful. They're all three of them get into mischief together at once. It's just I got to keep an eye on them all at all times.
That 3 year
that is
separation is a
awesome.
beast.
Montoya in here too. Welcome in, everyone. Appreciate it. Good to see y'all.
Amy's in, Montoya's in. What up? Peace and blessings, everyone. Haram in. We love you, Haram. As we know, Reef from
Ram
Haram Life,
life.
just a beast. One of the best guys that do what we do. You know what I mean? Like as far as like indie podcaster guys, he's so good at it. You know what I mean? But that's the thing about Hotep Nation, y'all, man. They're talent on talent. I don't know if it's because the nation is naturally a place where politically homeless people go who are passionate about what they have to say, or if it's more that it just attracts a higher IQ of person, just because this shit is deep. You know what I mean? If you like low brain stuff, you're not going to hang around too long because that's just not what we serve. We're not TMZ. So except this show is absolutely that. But that's why we need a show like you know what I mean? This is the filter, dog. This is the filter. All the nastiness gets caught here. So how y'all motherfuckers do it?
Man, I'm feeling damn good, man. I'm feeling good. I hope the chat feeling good, man. Share the stream, man. Let's get them views up, get them likes up. I'm gonna check and see what the likes looking like, man. But let everybody know, man, the hottest ticket on a Tuesday night is right here, man. PTPOD podcast, man. My dog Fresh Mike, my dog Jay Pilon, man. Listen, man. This man, I've said it before, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna keep saying it. This man is a goddamn hit maker. He just shits hits. He just shits hits, man. I look, bro. I'm appreciative. I'm glad to have another partner like this on the team, man. This shit's awesome.
Heck yeah. I'm gonna put him out, then I'm gonna add him again. There we go. All right, so golly, where do I start with you, brother? Like the problem with, kind of knowing you, but not being able to have this convo. And then, by the way, in about half hour or so, about 20, 30 minutes, we're going to have Jonah drop in because he wants to drop some, he's going to call.
Phoenician, the Syrian, Janus, January.
Well, I figured you two would get along.
Connectivity.
You come with the crazy theories too. But Julian Assange just got out today, and he's got a lot to talk about on that show. I don't know if you heard the Twitter spaces earlier with Goldstein.
All in June. Julian in June, coming up on July. Guess there's got to be some symbolism there between the dates.
Yes. But before we get into all that, brother, okay, so you're a producer, clearly, because you produce your own stuff, but you produce for some other people too. How long have you been in the music production industry?
I started, I could tell you guys this crazy story. So back in I was working at Hollywood Video when it was starting to shut down or something like that, or it was heading that way, 2009-ish or something like that. And MySpace was still popping. So I made this song that went viral across MySpace to where I had 50,000, 60,000 fans on MySpace alone. And it was called Inner Top 8. I pulled up that song once or twice with Canon. I don't have it directly on my laptop right now. But it was a hip hop song that everybody put on their pages,
right?
And it went viral, and it had 10 million downloads. And back then, the industry, they didn't monitor or capitalize on the internet. They said, "Oh, that's just internet numbers." It didn't matter back then. It didn't matter at all back then.
I remember that. Don't count internet numbers. It's like, what?
Yeah, don't count internet numbers was what they were saying back then. Now, if you hit 10 million, you're next level. But back then it was nothing. And I was tracking it on the rap hip hop internet charts from long ago, where mp3.com and SoundCloud, SoundClick, some other different ones all were keeping track of the numbers. And it was like at 10 million listens. So it was like Wiz Khalifa was just popping onto the scene. I think Drake was just getting started into rapping. And Soulja Boy was popular on the internet first before he got his deal. So when I looked on there, they had me on a list with like all the big names. And then my rap name was Big J South. When I put produced by or made by Jay Pilon was in the like tagline. So a lot of people started, putting that out there all over the place. And the song was like, I'm in a top 8, on So This MySpace. Later on tonight, we're gonna touch base. We're gonna kick it like Jordans, Air Force Ones, and Bapes at my place. And it was just crazy huge because it had like that snap sound to it when the snap music was really hopping and pumping. And so a lot of people loved it. And I could like people made videos of it and put it on the early days of YouTube. Some of those videos are still up. Some of those videos were taken down.
Wait, that was you?
I'm in the top 8 on So This MySpace. Did you hear that song before?
Bruh,
10 million listens.
Of course. Yeah, man, come on.
They took it to
that's when I started DJing in 2006. You know
so you heard it
in that area, yes.
Oh, thank you, PRO2KALL. Yeah, so they put it like it came on radio stations, it came on at clubs, it came on like it was huge in Atlanta too. It was huge in Atlanta. I think that's where a lot of my listens were from because they love the snap music sound to it. And they took that track, the other people, not myself, because I was just here in Oklahoma, but other people that were like, Jay, this music is crazy good. They took it to like the Show West and to like Grand Hustle and to Trick Daddy and to different groups. And they were like, listen to this track, it's crazy nice. And he makes other music too. And so I think it was the only like 2 labels got a hold of me and asked me if I wanted to be a part of it, but they were looking for something different. And then the music industry suddenly changed. They put Soulja Boy came on and stuff like that. So I just went back to just making like little tracks here and there. And I didn't get signed on with anyone. Obviously, I just kept it, kept it just moving.
Independent. He's like, Jay's a pro. You can tell Jay's a pro. You know what I mean? He knows what he's doing. Good looking out, brother. That is so cool, man. And how did you get? Are you originally from the Oaktown, the Oakville, the OK area? Are you originally from this state?
Yeah, basically, yes. Basically, I just never adapted the accent. I was supposed to go around saying, "Hey, y'all doing? I'm about to go fixing on get worked up," but I never developed that accent. So everywhere I go in Oklahoma, everywhere I go, people stop me and say, "You're not from this state, are you?" And I said, "No, I just never developed the accent. I'm from the state." And they say, "No, you're not." They can't believe it.
The easiest way to get around that, just tell them you're from Midwest City. That's what because I am from Midwest City. So, okay, Pro, I'm glad I got a man here that will back me up and represent. Midwest City High School, I think last year's graduating class had, I don't remember. Anyway, let's just put it in my class. My graduating class had 327 children, 327 people graduating from high school. 26 of us were white. Okay. So, and the large majority was black. You know what I mean? There were some Latino cats in there. I think we had 2 Asian cats. I'm not quite sure. No, we did. We did have a couple Asian cats, but mainly black. By far, I think 78% of the graduating high school class was black. So Oklahoma's got a mix, you know what I mean? So you're
right. There were a number of states back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, and that's also where the Tulsa Black Wall Street comes from, where even I think HJ went over this, where they reallocated a lot of the black natives over to Oklahoma and Choctaw, different spots, different areas where the tribes, where the tribes were meeting because they did the Trail of Tears anyway. But they had entire towns that were black-only towns, black-only everything, where it wasn't just Tulsa, Tulsa's Black Wall Street. There was lots of little areas sprinkled all throughout the state.
Godibo, Oklahoma is one of them. Because my boy Corey, like I grew up with Corey. Their names are Corey and Willie Nelson. They were 2 brothers, and I grew up with them. And I got to go hang out at their grandfather's. It was in one of those black only towns, and they were like, I was young, right? I was like, there's no white people. They're like, yeah, there's. I didn't understand it at the time. You know what I'm saying?
What was it, a sundown city for you, or was it a sun
up city? I mean, they didn't lynch me, but I was like 9 years old, so gotcha. And it was a church deal. Their grandpa was a pastor, and I was going to their church. So, but yeah.
One of the funny things here, protocol. It's not the same in every city or town, but
real fast, hold on. Shout out LU Langston University, LU Lions. Let's go. LU. Let's go. Oh, and real fast, man. While I got Blunt Step in the building. Pew, 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 pew. Blunt Step. Oh, yeah. And my man Haram, as we know, the man who has a way with the ladies, he's a player. He's a player for show. He's like, I was a fake Albanian DJ on MySpace, and you're a real Albanian asshole in real life. Anyways, I'm kidding. You're not. You're actually awesome, bro. My bad. That's the problem with comedy. You get flowing and you damage relationships. Blunt Step, and I was in Belgium at the time. But what was he doing when he was in Belgium? Listening to JPZ. Listening to J Pilon.
All right.
Oh, you got to hear my song too?
Yeah. One step
with 10 million listens, somebody heard it somewhere. So yeah, when you're in Oklahoma, some of the barbershops, the black barbershops, they'll tell you. I walked into a few of them because I've been all over. It's different. It's different in different spots, but sometimes you'll go into a black barbershop and they'll say, "Hey, you can't come in here. We don't do white hair." And the first time my mom and dad heard that, when I said, they told me they don't do white hair, they said, "But your hair's not white, son, it's black." And I said, well, no, they mean they don't cut white people's hair. And they'll or you'll go to one spot and they'll be like, "Oh, Miss Betty doesn't come in until every other Tuesday or the first Wednesday of the month. You got to wait on Miss Betty, or the second Wednesday on the month. You got to wait on Miss Betty." And so you'll have to come back then. That's not something in a lot of the black barbershops in Oklahoma, most of them, but it's different everywhere. So I'm guessing there are some that do, but most of them will tell you we don't cut white people's hair. So I get my hair cut at the Walmart.
Fair. I got great clips now because I got this lady. I found a lady that does a good job. So I got a lady. You got to have that person that knows your hair. But yeah, man, I don't know, Oklahoma City area, bro. It's chill here. Everybody's so integrated. I've had my hair cut at a black barbershop before, and I know there are some people who be like, I don't be cutting white hair. That's fine. You know what I mean? But I don't be cutting any hair. So, but I just, it's one thing I love about this state is that it's so much more integrated than people would know. And the fact that we all live together, work together, and get along, it's something I don't think they want a lot of people knowing, but we do. I mean, look at Lawton, right?
Yes, military base. And a lot of soldiers stay here, reside here. Once they are here, they love it. So they just stick around. I really enjoy it. The one thing that I always harp on a lot, or the message that I go back to, is the cost of living is low. And the disappointing factor is that we have a lot of those outside forces that try to bring that liberal ideology into Oklahoma because they're trying to escape from their other spot that gets all jacked up. So they try to bring all that baggage down here, and we don't want that baggage down here. We want to keep things the way that they are. And I picked up this house. This is a big house too. I mean, it's got lots of rooms, huge, massive backyard, just stretches on and on and on. This was only $28,000, and I got this for cash. And then I got a house for my mom, my dad, and my brother. And I also picked up another house that was over there by one of my other houses, and I picked it up for $2,000 only. And I was telling Cannon this.
Wait, you bought a house for
$2,000. The tax sales come every June. We just had one over here recently. Tax sales every June. VA sales, VA loan sales. Dilapidated resident that with no one touching it and owned by the bank, those also go on sales, or sheriff sales. So you can pick up houses if you keep your eye out for it. You can pick up a house for $2,000. And I have a whole list. I had a whole list that I went through of this is a house, this is a house, this is a house I might consider, and stuff like that. And when we went to the local sales here, like the people that were balling were the ones that just brought 20 G's with them. That was it. They had 20 G's with them, and they were like, "Now you're playing with the big boys because I brought 20 bands," and that was it to get some houses, because they picked up like 3-4 houses, whole houses that they need some little bit. Some of them are worse off than others, and some of them need some work. But sure, they're houses though. It's full houses, and some of them. So the one I purchased had a problem with the hole over in the roof in one area. And then my other house that I got for $16,000, my other house I got for $14,000. But then you usually can pick up houses, and especially in this area and in the surrounding areas, because they're like villages around here. You can pick them up for like $1,000 to $2,000 for a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom.
Wow. Are you doing that? Is that what you, is that, I know you have some day gig stuff. You say you come to Oklahoma City some, which by the way, I'm hurt, man. You've not, messaged me, Jay. You've not texted me. You not.
I haven't been up there lately. It's been my wife moving around.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, man. We got to get in this, dude. Like we should be flipping houses all the time.
Watch for those June tax sales. It's the June. Okay, so you got in October you got the sheriff's one, and it should be the same in your area. You just have to look and see what time it is. Then go to the courthouse, and there's VA dilapidated houses. There's VA loan houses. There's a couple other references, and they're all MLS and other stuff like that. They get you a whole list of them together, and then you can sit in there and get in on the action. Get yourself.
I'm all the way down, man. Heck yeah.
Yeah, we'll go get you a house. I got 5 houses.
Dang. Do you rent any of them? But they're all in. Are they all in Lawton?
They're all just all in Lawton. And I'm sorry, PRO2KALL. Was I cutting you off?
Nah, I'm just saying y'all got me in the MySpace rabbit hole. I'm over here on MySpace trying to find.
Oh, okay. You pulled back up the MySpace and it's still alive. Still alive and well. No,
something like that.
What was I saying? What was I saying?
You was talking about the houses.
Houses.
The houses.
You got 5 of them.
Oh, mom, dad, brother. So, it's all family. I just put family in there. That's it. And the one that's the fixer upper, I didn't have time to. I didn't have much time to go and mess with it, so I sold it to another flipper who said he can come over there and fix up the roof, and so I sold it for above what I paid for it to him because he said you're just sitting on this one, and I said yeah, because I can't. I'm busy with the kids. I'm busy going back and forth doing all this different stuff, so I can't get over there and start working on it. And so he bought it off of me for higher than what I paid for
it. I'm just tripping, dude. I'm sorry, but Pro knows personally off the air. I don't 80% of my life you will never know if you just know me online, right? But which is the way we decide probably the way people are crazy nowadays. However, been going through the house thing, man. I've been deep, Jay. It's just funny you say this because I have been deep in the house thing and looking at buying a house or rent to own, and things are just real heavy on the personal front with buying a home right now, bro. So it's crazy that just comes up right now. So, but we live in a simulation. We're in a video game.
Yeah,
okay, so here's something.
If you need specifics, just hit me up later. Like, hit me and be like, "Hey, Jay, what's the list look like, and what should I look for in my area? How do I get into the courthouse?" Usually they're asking for the money up front. They hold it up front. It's different ways at different spots, but sometimes you bring your money with you. Maybe you might just need $5,000. You might just need $10,000, whatever. You're probably going to be able to pick up a house through all this. Okay. You go up there to the courthouse register person. They put it in a safe deposit box up there in their area. Then when you go in there, you raise your hand. They say, anybody interested in 592 bail? You raise your little thing. And then they say, okay, sold for $2,000. If no one else is also bidding on it, which most of the time they aren't, from all the ones I went to, but they're not trying to compete too much with you if they think that the house looked jacked up, and they got their eyes set on the $300,000 house going for just $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy here, man. Like, it used to be sweet here. It used to be real sweet. And now, bro, the house has started too, and by closing, the shit's up to $200-300.
Yeah,
like they be going at it.
So is that your day job basically, or like do you make bands doing that every year? Like, you know what I'm saying, or is it just something you caught on, you helped your family, and you kind of moved on, kind of thing?
Yeah, no, I'm just doing for self and just putting the family members in there. And that's it. So if further on down the line, if I'm able to get a couple more places, then I'll probably do a rental option with them. Because I try, but money was tight this year. But usually I try to get a new property every year or every other year. And then it also helps with the taxes at the end of the year too, because you can claim homestead or do whatever you need to do, or explain how your write-offs go, for what you had to fix on. So I had to use those for trying to fix on things.
It says the bidding wars in California are crazy ridiculous. Yeah, they are. Jack's talking about tax forfeitures, which are huge too. Okay, so how far are you from Chickasha, by the way?
I think everything relative is kind of close, isn't it? It's pretty much like everything is just like 35 to 45 minutes from me. We're in any direction, Texas and everything.
Yeah, no, that's the cool thing. I think Chickasha is halfway between Lawton and OKC. Like literally, I think it's kind of the halfway mark. Anyway, one of my best buds lives in Chickasha. I go down there a lot, and we do comedy and stuff down there. So I'm going to be doing some more local promotions in the next couple months. If you're available, man, you got tickets, of course, free VIP. You're in,
Appreciate
and
that.
want to make sure that you get locked in there. So you were doing. There he is. He's back. You were doing the R&B music. You were doing that kind of thing. First of all, I got to ask this. I'm going to wait for Jonah for the simulation question, but remind me to ask the simulation question, guys. So, what got you into Hotep Nation? How did you become a Hotep podcaster? Like, what brought you and Cannon together? You're a hip hop dude. You're living in Oklahoma. You're flipping houses. You're pimping game. You know what I'm saying? You're rocking Hollywood video. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
I'll go back to after when I was real young. I heard about the Y2K stuff, and when I was a little kid, I was big into the Book of Revelation, 1984, George Orwell, Animal Farm, everything that made me question everything else going on before I started reading Behold the Pale White Horse. So I was into the InfoWars stuff before the InfoWars even existed. That's the kind of rabbit holes I was into as just a little kid. I was thinking, I don't always trust what they're saying on TV, even, in the 90s. So I thought, when that topic of Y2K came up and they were trying to freak everybody out, I was like, I really wonder what that sounds like to me, that it's an auto alphabetical numerical word phrasing. And I said, I wonder if that has any connection, anything. And that's why I discovered gematria. Then once I discovered gematria, I went down that and I got deep into that, and I became like just super in depth with gematria and decoding everything using the alphabet as letters and letters as alphabet, and then connecting the dots with it that way. So I could look into Y2K and see if anything was going to become of it. And according to the numerical patterns that I saw, it said nothing becomes of it. So I wasn't worried then. I was like, well, according to the numerical patterns, we're good. So that's where it started me off. So I had a blog spot come up in 2000 something 6 or 7 or something like that broke down the gematria stuff. Oh,
is that right there? He dadding it up. How you doing, Pro?
I'm good. I don't
What's
know
MySpace looking like, man? Man, if you want to share some MySpace screens, I would love to. I didn't even know it was still a thing.
I didn't left off
Oh,
of
you moved on.
MySpace. Yeah, and my screen just did something crazy. That's why I was like, huh? Well, then I'm looking at the playback down here, and it didn't do it on the playback. I don't know what's going on.
Haram say, I read Behold the Pale Horse early too, Jay. It led me down paths and read old grimeries. You know, it's funny, man. My path was a little different. I had I was raised by a single mom, and our stuff will pull that down for now. And she was rapture crazy. So a lot of the I read The Horse of the Seven Riders, all about the end times. There was y'all, you might know this, Jay, coming from Oklahoma and probably in the South, but you're in like a hipper part of the South, right? They don't like you guys are a little more edgy, a little more, concurrent. But in the 80s, and I want to say like 70s maybe, but in the 80s, they had this trilogy of movies called like The End Times, and God's gonna get
prior to the Left Behind series, there was No Blade of Grass series during the 70s and 80s as well.
What were the name? Yeah, and they had like some actors in them, like some hitter actors at the time in them. Yeah. No Blades of Grass series. I'm gonna check that out. Anyway, man, that's how I got into it. And then from there, my logical next move was Alex Jones, which made sense. And then my logical next move from Alex Jones was clearly getting into Hotep or that kind of thing. Getting word right now. Take care of yourself. Jonah might be a little late dealing with some stuff. Goodness. Looks like he got a little injury. Want to make sure it's not too bad. Can't tell, but he is going to be here. Of course, man. It's that kind of day, brother. What you looking at, man? What's going on in Pro's world? You're getting ready for Thursday, yes? Do you leave on Wednesday or do you leave out on Thursday?
I'm leaving on Thursday. I'm leaving Thursday, but we got that good old debate on tomorrow, so I'm just getting myself together.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that
debate.
And you're going. That's going to be a face-to-face or online?
No, we're gonna do it online.
Okay, cool. Am I supposed to be on there?
I need
yes.
This. I need all of this in its glory. I need to do something about I need to move the Save America Vote Republican because my name covers up the Vote Republican part. So I need to put that. I need to situate that a little bit. You're in the chat. I need you in the chat. I need you going ham in the chat.
So
okay. 1v1, but I need you in the chat. I need you in there because look, bro.
Who's moderating though?
It's not even a moderation. It's just one-on-one.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, look, it'll be a fair shake. I'm pretty sure it'll be a fair shake. I think all the slings and arrows are going to come from the chat. You know what I'm saying? So as long as I got the people in the chat, what I'm saying, I'll be good. I can handle mine on a 1v1. Ain't even know.
Oh, yeah. How do I say this, man? It's not you I'm worried about, my friend.
I'm not going to hurt him too bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, the only thing that I aim to hurt is the narrative that they have been pushing for so long. That's it. When I get done, I want him to be like, man, F the Democrats, I'm coming over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mission that I'm on.
Yeah, and even if he hits wait a minute, I've been lied to. I can't put my support behind these mofos anymore. Yes. I can't tell you I'm all the way over because that's how I started. I was like, I'm not a Trump guy, and then but I can't be Democrat anymore. And then you start digging, and you're like, wait a minute, conservatives do a lot better for the things I care about when you really look at it. Holy crap! So, and one of the things that hit me was you tell me any problem in America where the Democratic solution is not more money and power for the Democratic Party. There's not any problem that they present to you or that they have that cannot be solved in their mind by more power and money. That's silly. So Jay Pilon back in the building. Pew, 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 pew. He said, hold on, I'm drinking water. We're not all that professional here, bro. This ain't Sunday night.
Keep my throat not dry. So I can keep going.
No Diddy.
No Diddy. So yeah, man, we're talking about okay, so by the way, Jonah's gonna be a little late, so I can't get into this. So you read Behold the Pale Horse.
Yeah.
And you got into and you got deeper, starting with Y2K, and it kind of led to the Hotep Nation.
Gematria. So I went into gematria real big and numerical complexities of that, and I learned everything I could about it. I've got a massive collection of books and decodes and everything to where I'm probably the most knowledgeable person around about the topic of gematria. And so I started a blog. This was prior to Zachary K. Hubbard's starting his, and I put it up online, and it was getting massive traffic, like thousands of people a day were coming to it and reading all the different stuff that I had put up there, all the information. And about 2017 or 18 or something like that, I saw the Hoteps, because when I went to school, we had some Afrocentric brothers up there, and they would say the different stuff. Some of them were like leaning towards the Moorish, and some of them were other things and stuff like that. So they were along basically the kind of the Hotepish line of thinking. And so I was familiar with that. And I was researching stuff like back during the single days, like 8 hours, 10 hours a day of research about different topics. So I would go down and just deep into everything. Kemet, the Gnosis of the Alchemist, everything I could, the sacred texts, all that different stuff, reading up on all of it, the Bible, historical events, just digging as deep and as far into every little topic I could. And then about 2018 or something, Ali Shakur, who was Brian Sharp, who was Hotep Jesus, Uncle Hotep. I started to find those guys' videos online because I was also watching Shaka Akmos and everybody else, because I'm so and a couple of people that are still online, but they're really militant. They're more black supremacists than what the other group is. So, and I didn't mind watching their content either because I study Eurocentric secularism, I study Afrocentric secularism, I study the Gnostics of the Gnosticism, and I study basically everything. I basically pay attention to everything and try to learn and observe from every little thing I could so that I could become real knowledgeable on the topic. And that in turn helped me understand further my gematria studies, which became real popular. Then when that website started blowing up, about 2015 or so, or 16 or something like that, or maybe even later, maybe 18 or so, it got hijacked by somebody. Somebody got all in it and took it over. So I lost the ability to get back into the Gematria Codes website.
You couldn't call your web host and
I don't know. It was I had it through WordPress and I was paying for it, but somebody hijacked it through there, and then they locked me out of there, and I asked about it and it was game over. But they would already been starting to. That's about the time period when they started doing the shadow banning and the getting rid of different truth information people. Started just as a lot of my stuff started doing like the symbolism into what movies are, what this sign means, what this occult meaning is, what this number means when you hear this, and it went really in depth. So I was like, I think it probably aggravated whoever was looking over it, like, oh man, we got to get this guy out of there. So they shut that website down. And
I'm glad you said that, because speaking of getting really in depth and making people mad, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, bloody hand, unsound mind, your brother and mine, ladies and gentlemen, gain of function, Jonah.
Holy shit, we got Jonah's face. Holy shit.
Look, when I say I'm on the farm.
When he says he's on the farm, he means he's really on the farm.
He's really on the farm.
What up, Jonah?
Ram says you got checked by Gary the Numbers guy.
I don't know. Gary,
what do you think?
Shit, please.
You guys know Gary the Numbers guy? Do you guys know him? What do you think of him?
I saw Gary the Numbers guy.
Are you talking Gary V?
No, Gary GG.
Never mind. I'm retired. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Fuck him too.
He was the part. I saw Hotep Jesus. Knew him early on, and they had like a video or two together.
Amy Hall says, "Hey Jonah, nice to see you."
Yeah. I don't know how long you're gonna see me. It might get dark here soon.
Yeah, no, I know, man. We expected you audio only, but I'm glad we can see you, man. That's a refreshing thing, brother. And you're looking good. I think the farm time has been good for you. But so you talked to Look, here's the thing about Gary the Numbers guy. He's like everybody else, man. I think he's got a solid foundation. The problem is you get a solid foundation, you get some popularity, you get some followers, and then you got to keep creating content. You know what I mean? And let's be honest, the more content you create, the farther out from your initial home shore that you go, unless you're a really brutally honest person to your followers and fans. Montoya says, good to see you, Jonah. Unless you're a brutally honest person to your followers and fans, the more content you create, the more errors you're going to show, the more, griftiness you're going to show. And so you lose fans. And I'm not saying I hate Gary. I just think that he's gone a little crazy on some stuff. And I'm like, I think that's more content creation. You know what I mean? So when he's in that mode, I kind of I think we should all be wary of our favorite content creators, right? Because sometimes they are just in content creator mode.
Filters,
you know who the king of that is? Say what? Jonah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. I was just trying to find a good spot here on the farm, but you just got to lose all filters and you're good, man. You got no
Fair enough.
Filter.
Haram said you look less like a predator now.
And I'm still getting choppy here. Let me move.
Jay.
Like,
Yeah, Jonah needs to get that Starlink.
Starlink. All right, we're gonna open the floor up.
Yeah, see,
Pro
he
and
just said fuck Elon.
I know, yeah. Pro and Jay, and then we're gonna start with you guys, and then cruise on over to Jonah. A couple things I wanted to hit you off with. This one will be fun. We will talk about Julian Assange here in a second, but do you believe that life could be a role-playing game or potentially a simulation, and that we're all playing it? And one of the secrets and one of the reasons certain people become super successful is because they have communication with the actual people that are watching us in our role-playing game, and they get to communicate with them, or they develop or are born with the innate knowledge we are in fact in a game, which automatically allows them to have more or greater control over it. And if those things are true, do you believe for average Joes like myself that there are cheat codes out there, ways to hack the game? Or do you think that's all bullshit?
So, I do think that life is a game. I think that we're playing it every day. We're playing to win. I do believe that we have particular roles that we set out to fill. Right. So, in essence, it would be an RPG. However, there's no you die and then it restarts, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't wake up in the hospital or outside the police precinct or something like that. I'm saying
GTA.
wait. I've looked out outside the police precinct before.
Oh yeah, no, we're sure you have.
Right, so like you know half your money's missing and all your guns going type shit. Like it's like you're really out of here. However, I do think that there are cheat codes. You know what I mean, that can enable a person to move further along in the simulation, if you would, because I mean it's all a simulation, right? And there's different boards to this thing. It's like wherever you feel comfortable in the board. Like you could be the NPC, which is a lot of the people that we see every day who just move along with the programming, and they go to work, they come home, they go to work, they come home, they eat, sleep, and shit somewhere in between. You know what I mean? And it's just a everyday go. And then there's some of us who are like, you know what? I'm going to push the extreme. I'm finna go jump off the cliff with this hang glider, and I'm finna go have some fun, right? I'm finna go out here and take this risk on this opportunity to get further in life, right? I do think it's that. I do think that there are people who are connected, right? The law of attraction, right? The secrets of life. I think that there are people who are in tune with that, who are in tune with the force, if we would, and make moves to better their life and further their life. I do think it's that much. But then in all grand scheme of thing, I think this is all bullshit, right? I think that the people who are in power, the ones who run governments that are a part of the simulation that we are part of, I do think that plays problems, right? I think that they play problems. I think it holds people back. I think it puts up particular barriers, right? And I'm just trying to be the free guy, right? That's what it was called. The free guy. Yeah. That's what it's called, right, Jonah? Free guy. That was one of my favorite movies right there. Free guy. With Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I don't know, man. Fuck Hollywood. Fuck them today. Fuck the $1 million movie.
Plato's cave analogy, Jonah, right? Free man.
My man says education is a cheat code. That is a very interesting analogy. Jay, what do you think about that?
No. Let's say I don't believe that. I don't believe the what is it? The matrix theory. I don't believe the what's the other parts of it? The other aspects to it? Matrix theory, simulation theory. I think we have to see ourselves as we see ourselves, and then we can't change how other people see us because other people have like multiple versions of us running through their head at any time. So maybe they see us in different versions, or like kind of like in Black Mirror, you see yourself in the mind of others. But I think that we can speak different things through the power of our speech, and we can speak these things into existence and then rely on how those things change our own environment or change our own reality. And I think that that's the cheat code, is how we speak things into reality every day. When we say, I'm going to go out and get it, and you really mean it and commit to it, you can really go out and get something for yourself. Like if it's in my circumstance where I said, I'm going to go and get myself a house, and then I'm going to go get myself another house, and then formulate the plan to try to do so, look into it, investigate it, and then keep speaking that positive confession into a reality. There was something that I did with that's a perfect example of it. There was this system that they only made 5 of in the whole world. It's called the Apex Stream. It came out in 2004 or 2003, and it won the CES award for best new video game system, and it was called the Apex Extreme. But it was phantomware, and it never came in. It never was released to the public. But I spoke it into existence that I would own it. I said, I'm going to own that system. Doesn't matter if there's just 1 or there's 5. I'm going to get it. And when one day I had this feeling on me to check out eBay, and I said, you know what? I better check out eBay. And it was like 2-3 years later. I said, I'm out of the blue. And I went on there and I looked, and the system was up for sale by the Apex Corporation. And I said, Lord, let me get this system, please, for just $100. I contacted them, and they said, you can have it for just $100. And so now I'm the only owner in the world of the Apex Extreme. It's sitting over here in my closet. And that's the power of speaking things into existence for yourself. So I do think that there is a cheat code that you can use. Positive confessions, negative confessions also become your reality. If you keep saying, I don't know how to swim, even if you go into the classes and you're not really doing it, that becomes reality. I'm no good at math. That becomes reality, and so on and so forth. I think the more you can change things by beginning to speak certain things into it, you transform yourself or your environment.
That's powerful, man. That's powerful. I like that. I like that. I don't know if it's true, but I like it. All right, and now, yes, of course, and of course, we save Jonah because he's going to blow all our minds. So, Jonah, are we living in a simulation or a role-playing game type situation? And if so, are there cheat codes?
In regards to the comment, can you pull up the link of that I just put in the chat?
Yeah. Let me check. Which chat? Who's where on
the
Oh, private chat.
It's the etymology of the word education.
I hardly check private chat. Yeah, let me pull this up right now, and we will share it. Oh, education.
Yeah. So skip the first part. Also, 1300s. Training of animals. To be educated means to be a trained animal. So, no, education is not the answer. Not to be rude or whatever, I'm just pointing out the meaning of the word. I'll quote Frederick Douglass. I think it was from what is the 4th of July to a Slave, when he said, a man with knowledge is unfit to be a slave. There's a difference between knowledge and education. But if you go right to the top of the word education, like it says, first it says French, and then it gives an older definition in Latin, educare, which means to train animals. So the word means to train animals. Anyways, I don't think we're in a simulation. I think we're in a assimilation society. Okay. And as long as you're willing to assimilate, you can make it, right? Mm-hmm. In the past, there's been ways to do it outside. Moving forward, it's really hard to say where we're going to end up because, if they get the 5G and the 6G and it's anywhere as effective as they want it to be, anything in a city is going to be 100% surveillance 100% of the time. They're trying, man, I'm here out in the farm and they're laying fiber optics so they can run all the cables or all the satellite data or cellular data through the cables out here in the farm area. I mean, they're putting billions and trillions into getting cables all over the world, including Africa, if you pay attention to the UN. So they want 100% surveillance, right? It's assimilation. Like you assimilate to what the Babylonians, the Hittites, the Etruscans, whoever the original breed is. you assimilate to what they want, or they're going to do everything they can to put you under control and the more surveillance. But at the same time, it's a double-edged sword. Like Jay saying last night, the deliberate dumbing down of America. Charlotte Iserbyt, she's great. She always talk about how Bush and Reagan sold the U.S. education out to the Soviets and signed a treaty with the education department in '86, I think it was, that the education would be the same between America and the Soviet. So, it's the benefit of them dumbing down the general population is they've dumbed down their own fucking kids, because what they started was with the professors. And then you can go back to Carnegie Institute and the Rockefeller Foundation. 1913, they started the General Education Board, and Carnegie Institute was the one that focused on the teachers. So,
and I was going to say, what was the plan there? Focusing on the teachers, do you know? And I'm not trying to challenge. I'm just literally interested in knowing what was what were they teaching the teachers? I guess would be the right question to ask.
Well, a great place for that would be 1952, 1953, the Reese and the Cox Senate in Congress. But the Reese report with Norman Dodd's great. That's Norman Dodd, and he also did an interview with G. Edward Griffin before he died. But what they did with the Rockefeller, the Ford Foundation, the Carnegie Foundation, they intentionally took over the teaching institutes, like the college, teachers' colleges, professors, the seminaries, and then what they did was move directly away from individualism and towards collectivism. They're partnered with the groups like the ADL is named in the report, which is obviously kind of big right now with everything happening over in the Middle East. But the 1952 Reese Committee, it's a 3,000 report or 3,000 page report, something like that. 2,000 page report is the committee hearing. But then Norman Dodd, the chief investigator, he's did his own report, and it's called the Reese Report. With Norman Dodd.
I'm not all that familiar. I'm aware of the Reese Report. I need to dig in.
So and basically, they wanted to eliminate individualism. Is the long story short.
Do you feel like that is Marxist infiltration or something different?
Marxism. Who gives a fuck about it?
Me.
So Marx. No.
Marxism is a big deal, bro. It is. Okay. So maybe not Marxism on its face, and I know you're a very literal guy, so I say Marxism. You're like not real Marxism from Karl Marx.
No, let me finish what I was going to say, though, right?
Yeah.
So before Karl Marx, there was Clinton Roosevelt. Clinton Roosevelt, yes, that Roosevelt family, and yes, that Clinton family, wrote a book called The Science of Government. It was about 10 years earlier. It is pretty much the exact same thing as the Communist Manifesto. Now, before that, Adam Weishaupt wrote about the Illuminati, and the Illuminism was the exact same thing as the Marxism. So Marx is just a rebranding of the Illuminism, of the feudalism. It's just a rebranding. There is no new world order. It's just reinstating their old world order.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking right now. Science of Government. Roosevelt. Yeah.
Clinton.
Wow. Clinton Roosevelt. Yeah.
That's the George Clinton. 1923. Yeah. George Clinton, the first New York governor, that family bloodlines. So that book, it's garbage, dude. I understand
so it's
why
very
they're
similar. So it's similar to the manifesto? The Communist Manifesto?
When you read it and actually analyze it, it's the same principles, but like it's like 130 pages. I think it's been a while since I read it, but it's like 130 pages, like 30 pages of him like actually putting together text, and then the rest was like professor questions and answer that were transcripts. It's garbage, bro.
Most of that shit, when you break down actual writing, most of that is JPZ in the building. What are your thoughts on that? What's your take? Because I know you're a lot like Jonah in that, you love to be homeless and do drugs. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You're a lot like Jonah.
So
Hey, I'm a man. I do man things. Cocaine.
I ain't mad at you, bro. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. I ain't judging. I'm not here to judge. I'm
Not
here to have a
anymore,
good show.
not
That's
anymore.
a-
But that was what I was saying.
no bullshit, brother. As a friend, as a homie, fucking the farm is doing good shit for you, dude. You look good. You look better. You got some color in your face. You look a little more, together. And then I'll be honest, and you fellas listen, correct me if I'm wrong, Protocol and J Pilon. When he calls in now, when he makes his points, they are sharper, they are quicker, they are more honed, more defined, they hit harder. Correct me if I'm wrong.
it sounded good, looking good.
Yeah, man, I got to agree. I can't. There's no correction needed.
So you're
Yeah,
winning
I've lost
gain of
some
function.
too, and-
Although it's weird to call you gain of function because you've been troublemaker. Which, by the
No,
way,
I'm still
guys,
troublemaking.
yeah, I know you're still a troublemaker, but now you have gain of function, guys. I got to
He's
give a
gained
shout
a
out.
new function.
I don't know if Saturday night you saw the Philadelphia rally, but I got to give a shout out to my man Donald J. Trump, because you gentlemen, we're in a similar business, but one of the stagecraft things we know is, like, if you want to brand somebody, if you want to label somebody, especially a political opponent, there are ways to do that. Okay, Donald Trump did one of the most genius, fucking hilarious things, right? He was talking about he's talking about, man, they work it. He calls Joe Biden Crooked Joe, right? But he started referring to him as Crooked as his first name, right? So if I wanted to call you Asshole J Pilon, and I just started calling you Asshole J, right? But then I'm like, so I'm talking to Asshole J, and I'm like, Asshole J this and Asshole J that. And then I drop the J. This is brilliant. You stay with me here. This is brilliant when you hear it. And I drop the J, and I just start calling you asshole, right? So it's like, so Asshole J, he's trying. And I talked to Asshole J the other day, and I said, asshole, listen. So then from now on, when I hear J Pilon, asshole, he did that with Joe. He's like, Crooked Joe. And he did a whole little other thing about, should they call him Crooked or Sleepy? But that's different. But he said, I was talking, I can't believe what Crooked has done. Crooked has done. And he just starts calling him like that's his name now. Let's call him Crooked.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't care whether you love or hate the man. You understand, for public speaking, implanting something into somebody's head, he's done it so well. He doesn't call him out his name. He renames him. It's brilliant. It's
That's beautiful.
Sorry.
That's a beautiful partner. That's a beautiful sidekick right there.
Oh, look at that puppy.
Yeah,
What's your doggy's
man.
name?
Yeah, he's 2-year-old husky.
He's- Husky?
2-year-old, yeah.
Okay.
Female.
That's beautiful.
Huskies
She's
are
nice.
good dogs. Yeah,
And
bud.
he's great
joining
at
the
that, man. I'm
podcast.
watching him. He was like, yeah, I don't know. I'm taking a poll, guys. I had Crooked Hillary, I had that name reserved for her, and I don't know. It's more fitting, I'll just call her Hillary now, and I'll retire it from her, and I'll call Joe. We're gonna call him Crooked Joe. All right. Let's take a poll, guys. Should we do Sleepy Joe or should we do Crooked Joe?
Okay, so how many presidential candidates have you ever known in your life that was able to do crowd work on that level? That is master level crowd work. If you're a comedian or public speaker, you understand the level of crowd. Man, Jonah is having a party. Look at that chaise lounge she's in. Look at all that furniture, all that nice outdoor furniture.
I got like 100 pounds of husky on me.
Summertime Canada life. Like probably
Right.
gets all the way up to like 65 degrees.
Are you kidding me, bro? Last week, I'm in Southern Ontario. Last week it was like 35 Celsius, so about 95 Fahrenheit.
Yeah,
Good
we're
God, what?
101 the next 5 days in a row. So, just what it is.
Yeah.
Jay Pilon knows all about it. Man, you get quiet, Jay. See, okay, Jay.
I didn't want to interrupt or step on anyone. We got four people in here.
Here's the thing.
Jump
Bro,
over you guys
you're there in the back of the room.
in the back.
You're not invisible, bro. Okay?
Let me take a moment here. Jay is white. I'm white trash.
I'm white trash too. We come from trailer parks and stealing things from others to survive. And
Yeah.
so
They don't mind being like, bitch, I'm right here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I understand. Trailer Park Trash was my best friends growing up.
As I've said, I am more scared of a pack of methy white dudes than I am any group of gangster black dudes walking down the street. I am much more, because methy white dudes, a black dude might rob you and beat you up, but like a methy white dude will like go eat your mother. You know what I mean? Like literally just go eat your mom. You're like, why did you eat my mom?
Wait. Let me just interrupt. In Haram life, if he's in the chat, he'll be appreciated because like where I'm staying, like they're all Kurds here, right?
Mhm.
But literally, my entire social circle is either Kurdish or Serbian. So,
Oh wow, wow, very cool. Yeah, Haram said, sorry, a bump is not considered doing coke. You know what I'm saying? Just the tip
What,
is
1
not
gram?
cheating. No, a bump.
Yeah, that's one.
Got a long way to go. And then he said the McLeod Dynasty. Excuse me. If you know what that is. So Jay, talk to us, man. Jay, interrupt everybody. Jay, you tell motherfuckers, you say shut up. Jay's talking. This is Jay's opportunity.
I was gonna say Stephen Harper, 22nd Prime Minister of Canada. I think he served from 2003 to 2015 or 16 or something like that.
15 Castro came in.
His royalty, I think, is like Magna Carta. He's like the great grandson of Winston Churchill. But David Hickman Chapman or whatever, the killer of John Lennon, that's his like sixth cousin. For Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister of Canada. So if you go look that up, the assassins, usually the assassins and the top serial killers of all time are like related to whoever like these different bigwigs in Hollywood or these different bigwigs like in the political realm are. And usually in the political realm, because you had what's the guy, Lee Harvey Oswald, right? He was related to Alan W. Dulles, the CIA's top man back then in the 60s. He was like the sixth cousin of him. And if you look at it, he's like the fourth or third cousin of Richard Nixon at that time too. That's Lee Harvey Oswald. And then you have what was the guy that tried to kill Reagan, right? That was
was it Sirhan?
No, Sirhan. Yeah, Hinckley. He's got a YouTube channel too where he makes music, and he was actually the cousin, like the seventh cousin of George Bush, and Bush and him had like a meeting like the night before he went off to go shoot Reagan. Like they met with the guy. Bush Senior.
But Bush Jr. gave the Presidential Medal of Honor to Hinckley, the president of the Mormons, like 94-year-old in 2013. So it was the same family.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And it was like, if you know, Norman Rockwell, the American artist, he's related to Walt Disney. And it's like, so the people that they put up in front of us, this is why I always say it's nepotism also, just like HJ had referred to it. It's like the people they put in place for us, for our politicians and our people that are in these secret societies or they're these bigwigs, like the DuPonts and the Durants and the Bushes. They're all just one great big family. Even Kevin Spacey is a part of that family too, and a lot of people don't realize that. But Kevin Spacey is also a member of that family, and you can see them beginning to try to push back to have Spacey reinvigorated or brought back in. I think he's the cousin of Herbert Hoover, who was the 31st U.S. president of the United States.
I did not realize there. Okay, so because he was just on
with all the DNA and all the ancestry and 23andMe, that all started under the Mormons, so they could actually find out who is actually their bloodlines. So when you're tested, they know who they can bring in.
Trace it back to Mitt Romney, because Mitt Romney and John Smith are the same line. Like I think that's his great grandson or something like along those lines. You'd have to look it up to see if that was his grandson or his nephew or whatever it might be. But that Mitt Romney and John Smith go all the way back.
Wow. I'm like, I thought I knew stuff. But it's funny
Oh.
how. Why do you think it is that the for lack of a better term, the conspiracy community focuses so hard in on this or that? I feel like the conspiracy community's been infiltrated. I really, really do. But why do you think it is?
Information. Go ahead, Jonah.
I
What
brought
you
this
say?
up on the Spaces today, right? It's signature reduction. It's also IIA, interactive internet activities. So they literally have signature reduction. It's Department of Defense. That's just Department of Defense. It's not NSA. It's not NRO. It's not CIA. Narrative control. You can go into the internet right now, type in signature reduction. You'll find the Newsweek article because they're the one who broke the story, but you'll also find all kinds of job postings for it.
Wait, they're hiring right now?
So
I mean, I'm
now,
looking.
it's also it's called interactive internet activities, IIA. This was a weapon that they developed in Iraq. It's literally developing silos. So when they do things like Joe Rogan and Alex Jones and Whitney Webb, and they have all these people, then they set you up at like Daily Wire or Steven Crowder. They set you up, you pay your subscription, and what you're doing is building a silo, so you're only getting your information from one source.
Oh, okay.
And that's the design.
I got to show you guys something real fast. Speaking of this, we're experiencing this shit in real time, fellas. Okay, we'll pull this tab up, add this to the stage. Watch this. Okay, so let me enlarge it. Let me zoom in. Okay, so I typed in signature reduction, right? I've got dni.gov. Required. So basically, like you said, they're hiring, right? Signature reduction specialist. Required knowledge of DOD, Department of Defense, IC, blah, 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 right? Okay, and then here's application. It shows you can have an application right here, right? So let me go ahead and click on it. What does it show me? Oh, wait. Category not found. Boom. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's
They're on to us, fellas. They're on to us.
And that's a .gov website right there. Whereas inside the military secret undercover army, is that the article you were talking about, Jonah?
Yeah, the Newsweek one.
Yeah.
Now you got to use Yandex, bro.
I'm using
Brave, I see it.
So,
but you got to use Yandex.
I don't trust Yandex. Yandex is it's a literal counterintelligence operation. Look into the as much as you look into stuff, you trust Yandex.
And MK Google's not. Hey, here's the one thing. If Putin's
you do know that China has to approve of Yandex. Like they get to decide whether Yandex stays in business, right?
Dude,
it's a deal.
China does not exist without the bankers. I could show you in David Rockefeller's book, his autobiography called Memoirs, literally says Chase benefited immediately. And he talks about how they took a $4 billion fucking loan from the Chase Manhattan before they were ever allowed to even fucking negotiate with America. So there's anyone who thinks that they're independent. I could show you 2017 or 2018. It's hard to find, but there's a clip of Henry Kissinger in fucking South Korea at the Asian Business or whatever. I forget what the exact title is. He's literally says, we're moving to the Pacific and there's nothing anyone can do. So don't tell me that China took over the banks. The banks took over China.
I didn't even bring up the banks at all on that. I know that China. Okay, so the CCP, whether they're involved with America or not, as all governments do, pump out a large amount of propaganda. I think it would be fair to assume. So the fact that the U.S. government has control over Google is the same way that they have control over it. Here's what I worry about that I see happening more and more nowadays, right? And it really worries me because, okay, dumb people do dumb shit for dumber people, okay? If I'm watching a dumb person and I'm not watching them for dumb entertainment, say pro wrestling or whatever, comedy, I'm dumb. If I'm not watching them for that, but I'm trying to watch something that's educating me and they're telling me they're an educator, one thing that we really do is get extremely cherry picky extremely cherry picky, selective of our sources of information. You can go on Wikipedia right now, and if you look up, I want you to look up gay hoteps. It will tell you the first religion, the first organized spiritual anything ever for homosexuals, and the first recording of anything ever for homosexuals was the hoteps. That's why I stayed away from. I thought it was a liberal gay group because that's what it says on Wikipedia. Seriously,
Wikipedia. If you go to the disclaimer, it literally tells you not to trust it.
I understand, and I'm glad you said that. So, Jay, were you aware?
I hadn't heard of that.
But hold on. Let me not talk shit right now. Hold on.
While you're doing that, the reason I say that I go with the Yandex is they actually give me results when I do a search, and I'm more worried about.
They give you the result. They give you the results you want.
No, they give you different results. They give me the shit that's blocked here in North America.
Oh.
But then the other reason I go with them is that, let's be honest, if they monitor my traffic, Putin isn't coming to pick me up. It's going to be FBI, it's going to be CSIS, it's going to be RCMP.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, you're super important and big time people want to kill you. Anyway, we never hear that on the internet. Anyway, everybody's got the feds out. You know what? If the feds are that busy chasing all of us, there would be no more feds. But regardless, and we'll get into that in a second. Are feds monitoring us? Yes.
The enemy.
I'm right? Busting your balls. But anyway, here's my point. Okay, here's the deal, all right? Before I got into Hotep Nation, all that, somebody was like, I don't mess with Hoteps because they're gay. And I was like, gay? And he's like, yeah, they're gay. And I'm like, no, they're not. I was like, that's not what I heard. So I looked it up. You know what I mean? And then boom, right here, Wikipedia, right? Look at that. Homosexuality in ancient Egypt. The best known case of possible homosexuality in ancient Egypt is two high officials, Nank Khum and Khum Hotep. Both men lived and served under Pharaoh. Khum Hotep each had families with their own children, but also, and then it goes, we could go deeper into it. Then there's another thing, LGBT rights. Boom. One of the first Hoteps. And it actually breaks down how the Hoteps were some of the, first pro-gay people because other parts of Egypt didn't allow them. And I know I'm about to get attacked on this, and I might get blocked and thrown out, but I want you to know it's there. Okay? And most people can't handle the truth, but if somebody looks it up, this is what they're going to find. Now, is it true? Is it true, guys? Is that true?
Hey, $20, $20.
I'm saying as a nation, as a movement, as a group, would you think that the leaders of Hotep Nation would say one of our landmarks is being, the first ever in history, in recorded history, a Hotep was involved in homosexuality in the first homosexual relation? Oh, blunt step. That's fire right there.
Dude, okay.
Lord have mercy.
Anyway, wait. Let me finish. Nobody's answering my question. Don't be scared. Don't fucking be all manly man until it's time to answer a question. You know what I'm saying?
What was the question? What was the question?
Is it true that the first Hoteps that ever existed were homosexuals?
Oh, shit.
Or is it true that the first known recording of a homosexual relationship was a Hotep? One of them was a Hotep. Because that's what Wikipedia tells me right now. I just showed it.
Wikipedia?
Mm-hmm. Look it up. I'm asking you, Jay. Cat got your tongue?
I don't know. It's possible. Look, it's possible, but the last name, it's like the branches off. A lot of different people are going to be in the ancient period going to be Hotep. It's like Patel or Smith.
Right. So it would be safe to suffice. Could you agree with me that we could probably deduct that even though it's and we'll take Wikipedia out of it, right? But it would be safe to assume and or deduct that if I pull one thing up on one website, one page on one website, it's probably not indicative of an entire movement, and I shouldn't base my entire opinion on that one Wikipedia page or base an argument on that Wikipedia page and go, okay, well, my argument is this due to this evidence I found on Wikipedia. And if that's not the case, and the Hoteps aren't the first gay people ever in the history of time, and the first homosexual relationship wasn't with a Hotep, wouldn't that say that Wikipedia is not a credible source? And then when people that you're watching use it as a source of information, and they don't even call into question its credibility, aren't they kind of being selective with the information to get their point out? Meaning, if I could take, in the same way, I learned this in Bible school, I can take 5 or 6 Bible verses out of the Bible and prove to you why it's okay to kill your father, right? If you put them in different orders and shit like that, right? But that's not within context, and that's not providing accurate, valid information, right? Jay, you study a lot. Why are you so quiet, dog? Talk to
I'm
me,
listening.
Jay.
I'm listening.
Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? Is there any validity in your opinion on what I'm saying?
To skewing something one way or another? I would think
people choosing a web page to be an entire source of truth and a basis of an argument that they're making.
What for just I don't know, just for the basis
period,
of
as a general
Wikipedia
thing.
Or something else?
Yeah, a Wikipedia, a web page, not a website, not just we'll just go Wikipedia here.
The thing I like about Wikipedia is that it offers those sources, and then you can track what those sources were, and then you can further track what their sources were, because in that sources section, that leads down a rabbit hole of its own once you start digging in deeper and deeper into all the information they put out. So you kind of have to backtrack whenever you're researching stuff. You kind of have to backtrack everything between what they said, what they said, what they said, what they said. So it just goes on and on and on. It's like it's like one of those strings you start pulling the thread and you just keep on pulling and pulling the thread. It just gets longer and longer of information that you start accumulating from one little small thing.
Well, I agree. I'm just saying, so I agree with you that Wikipedia is a good starting place. But what?
Check the chat. Chat.
I'm laughing at Haram, but Jonah sent something in the private.
So the Wikipedia co-founder has come out.
I know that. I know that. Wait, Jonah, I'm not arguing that. I know Wikipedia is a shit site. What I'm saying is we all give credit to somebody making an argument based on a Wikipedia page that most of us can look at and go, well, that's bullshit, or at least on its face should have a challenge, right? But we sit there and watch tons of people all the time tell us that they're brilliant and we need to listen to them, and they use a cheesy-ass Wikipedia page as their source of an argument to explain an entire racial group or an entire political process or an entire historical event. And they use one fucking Wikipedia page, easily debated, argued, and they blow it up to make it probably something that it wasn't, right? And then that's the basis of their argument, and to argue with them, you're wrong. And what I'm saying is I'm angry at the fact that we don't fucking source our shit. We're too busy telling people what we know to actually research shit. There's a lot of basic shit out there people just don't know anymore. Did you know there are statues in the world today, currently in Europe, that are going to crumble because the people, the Masons, the family of Masons that built that, they died off and no one else learned? So what I'm saying there is, why don't we challenge our leaders? Why don't we go, hey, I know as much as you about this, or I can't take you seriously if you're using a Wikipedia page as your entire source of an argument, especially when you're trying to beat, right? At what point do we hold anybody accountable? Or are we all just in it for the clicks, guys?
I'm going to leave that to the other two because none of that describes me. I go right in. I come in. I know where the disclaimer says it's bullshit. I know where he, at least the Wikipedia co-founder, almost had the balls to come out and mention the MOU. He didn't. There was one tech guy who I forget who it was who had the balls to actually mention an MOU. That's a memorandum of understanding. Before a tech company ever blows up, it signs with an MOU with the Department of Defense. Otherwise, it does not happen. There is one guy who had the balls, and I forget what company it was. So, and when people talk about X and Twitter or whatever, fuck, he's on an MOU. Fuck him. He went to college just down the road here at fucking Queen's University in fucking Hamilton, which is white trash fucking shithole of Canada.
Yeah, I'm so frustrated right now that 90% of the knowledge on and this is why I bring it to you guys, because
Yeah.
literally you three are three of the smartest people I get to talk to on a regular basis or follow or listen to. Doesn't matter that you're not the most famous or that you're, ugly or broke. You're all good people. So the point it's
I don't know which one.
except for protocol. I was talking to them, bro.
I'm
You're
gonna
good.
say I don't know which one I am. Maybe I'm not that.
You're not
rich
broke.
yet, 'cause
You're not broke. So
I'm
anyway,
broke.
the point is
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, am I ugly? Am I like? I don't think I am. Like,
I'm
I don't-
making jokes, fellas. I'm making
I
jokes.
understand. I
Oh,
understand.
I know. But
Self-deprecating.
you three are smart folks, and I mean, like you watch who was that doctor that went on Rogan, and Rogan basically had to light him. Rogan, a bro dude, kind of lit him up. But there are those guys. All of their names are freaking escaping me. The dude who just lost the
You mean
debate on
Jonah?
anti-Semitism. So, but like, there are people that are respected making millions of dollars out there, and they're using bullshit theories. They're using easily disprovable things. And you know what I mean? And I'm like, and then there's Hotep Jesus and you and me and Pro and Jonah, and we're all out here grinding. And these guys are making millions lying. What's up with that?
This is interactive internet activities. If you go back, and I'll send you some documents on that. Gangstalking.net, I think it it has the FOIA request. You can see all the documents. Actually, the Department of Defense contract from 2007, literally. But on top of that, I'll quote Albert Pike, good old Confederate from down your way, right?
Are you listening, Protocol?
When they need a savior, we will provide them.
Oh man,
that's true.
Well, it looks like that. Since you have like saviors to provide, sun's getting real low out here in this country, So if you guys got something up there in Canada that can save us around here, first of all, you might want to go ahead and throw one out there to save Canada because
fucking want that, bro.
Yeah. Well, hey, we need help down here too. So if Castro's son has run amok and fucked y'all up completely, listen, the last bastion of hope. You know what I'm saying? We need a little something.
Not even him, bro. Let's go back before him. His father, or his alleged father, Pierre Elliott. Well, Pierre Elliott went to the London School of Communism. Okay, cool. Before that, you had Lester B. Pearson, who was straight up communist. Before that, you had William Lyon Mackenzie King. Now, here's a fun fact about William Lyon Mackenzie King. The Ludlow Massacre?
The which one?
Ludlow Massacre, Colorado, with the Rockefellers.
Oh, was that the yeah.
Well, William Lyon Mackenzie King is the one who was a Chicago University graduate that did the report for the Rockefellers because he was in with the family. This was before he was well before he was ever a Canadian Prime Minister. So yeah, we were lost a long time ago. I'll give it even better. So we have the Conservative Party, right?
Right.
And it's changed its name a couple of times, but it started out as the Liberal Conservative Party.
I remember that.
For a long time. And then for about 35 years of my life, it was the Progressive Conservative Party. So what the fuck's conservative about a liberal or a progressive?
Well, that depends. And I mean, two things can be true at once. And you can say, I want my government to be extremely conservative. I want to keep all the money I possibly can. I want to get out of all the foreign wars. I want to pull back all of this quote unquote NGO donations. I want to take all of that back, organize it in my community. Right. But I also want to invest large amounts into clean energy, invest large amounts into just fixing our sewage system and our roads. That's considered liberal now. You know what I mean?
Okay, so wait. I could go to Caledon, which is an hour from me. It's 30 minutes from Toronto. It does not have running water. It's a reservation.
We have those here. We still have those here too.
30 minutes to Toronto. with no running water, literally.
Yeah,
So-
they still build Native American reservations in Oklahoma. Jay knows about this. They still build
Yeah,
Native
but-
American on the reses. I mean, I'm talking like concrete wall, concrete wall, concrete wall. You know what I mean? Like it's 4 blocks, and that's the government building basically. And they don't,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
with no water, though?
house well. No water, no electric. It's a box on a
Oh,
piece of desert.
Oh,
period.
speaking of which, let's see if it's bright enough here. So just, I'm gonna give a nice little walk here. But when I say I have no electric,
Yeah, watch that wire.
yeah, I'm watching it.
Make sure nothing's cracked. Look, there's a pilot.
What he lacks in electricity, he makes up for it in methamphetamine, and so you know he's good.
There's literally no electrical cables here.
He powers
Anyways.
it by his own, you know. He does that juice and gets on a treadmill, powers the whole place, you know.
Anyway, the other people are complaining because they said it was a big fire and I was walking away from it. But anyways, no. Yeah, no, Canada's lost. It's always been lost, man. Like, dude, like you know that they actually manufacture cocaine here in Canada, Quebec. I mean, BC.
Yeah,
They
drug
made
companies
it
manufacture
legal.
cocaine all the time. Yeah,
They made it
I-
legal,
nice.
and
Good.
they import the leaves, and then they have you can look it up, BC cocaine production. It's actually a cannabis company that actually produces. They're allowed. Here's the other thing: they're allowed to process up to 250 grams at a time. I'm like, wait, 250 grams at a time? I'm like, fuck me, goddamn! Like you're doing it nonstop.
That's a party. That is, in fact, a party. Couple things I want to ask you about up there. Do you think? Okay,
Yeah.
so a lot of people don't know this, but you know, everybody here complains about the 2-party system, right? Now, I know there you have more parties and they're way more involved, meaning each party pulls a much larger percentage than just 2, right?
Yeah, like to be honest, okay. So Canada's like 1, 2, 3. It's like 5 countries, really. So, like Quebec has Quebecois, which is like separatist, and they never signed their constitution. Out east is all going to be like the Maritimes. It's going to be all liberal. The majority of Canada, and here I'll blow your fucking mind. About 75 to 80% of Canada lives on the 401 into Montreal. So literally from Windsor,
Yeah,
to Montreal, Quebec, like 30 out of 40 million people live on that 800 miles or 800 kilometer strip. Everyone
there's-
else,
yeah. There's
Wide
huge
open.
parts of Canada. Nobody. Yeah, I've heard there's huge parts of Canada that's just miles and miles and miles and miles of no humans living there officially.
Well,
You might have some people, but there's no official towns or cities or yeah.
well, I'll give you a little story when Jay was talking about the killers, because there's 2 that I wanted to bring up, both with BC to kind of. So Clifford Olson, 1982, he got paid $10,000 for every body he led them to,
Oh yeah.
and it went to his child for a trust fund. So he got $110,000 to his child for a trust fund, because like BC, so they knew they'd never find the body, so they gave him $10,000 for everyone.
Bodies
But-
of what?
Victim,
Serial
murder.
killers.
Just he's the murderer.
Yeah, he got 10,000 for every body, every grave he led them to with the people he killed,
Fair.
and went to his kid. So that's one story. Now let's see if I still have it here. Anyways, I don't have it. Oh yeah, I do. Here we go. I just dropped it in the chat here. But you remember Robert Picton? You ever hear of him?
Robert who?
Yes.
Picton,
Robert.
Picton.
pig farmer up here.
Yeah. Yeah, he was evil. They even made a whole movie
Yeah.
about him. A horror movie.
Yeah, if you pick up the chat in the StreamYard, I want you to actually read that on air for people.
See what Jonah got me reading. BC, which is British Columbia, puts 10 million mortgage on accused killer's farm.
Yeah.
The Canadian press is
mortgage
That's yeah, man. Let's see here. The Canadian press is reporting that the BC government has put a mortgage worth $10 million on an accused serial killer, Robert Picton's notorious pig farm, to cover his publicly funded defense. Wow. The government. Okay. Wow. Well, that's some bullshit. It was
Candace
only
Epstein,
valued
bro.
at 5.9. Yeah. What? Why did they do that?
Candace Epstein. Man, if you ask me, he was chopping them up and fucking, especially too, if he's chopping them up and serving them to people and making it look like they are willingly participating, right? Then you can get them on the blackmail. But it gets even better. There's a story that actually came out during his trial. So one of his victims got away from him, and she stabbed him. So he was in the hospital room, and she was in the same fucking hospital room with the handcuff on her wrist, right? The doctor goes into his pants pocket, takes out the fucking handcuff key, unlocks it, no charges.
Wow. So is this
So
this is your Epstein's basically, or Canadian Epstein's?
Yeah. So that basically that's what they're doing. Blackmail operations or whatever, right?
Yeah. Bloodstep said he didn't know y'all had a Jimmy Savile. You know what I mean? By the way, it's just me in the building. Pew, 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 pew.
Oh, that's right too.
So when he loses the case, BC owns all the land where the bodies are. Is that correct?
Oh, they knew anyways. His sister is the head accountant for the WSIB for all of Workers Safety Insurance Board for all of BC. So she handles all that trust money. And then his brother is all politically connected to it. It was an operation.
I wish I had some real fame. I wish I wasn't white trash, man. I'd be committing crimes. I'd be doing some crazy shit. So, Jonah, do you know about that? Oh, first of all, man, can I just get back to what I wanted to do? Or excuse me, not Jonah. I'm sorry, Jay. What I want to get back to is the anti-intelligence. I want to get back to people building their careers on how smart they are and their Joy Reid comes to mind. You know what I'm saying? People like that. So can we talk about people that also what's her name? The redhead that I hated. I don't even think she's still on there anymore, is she?
Saki.
Like
Saki?
Yeah, she lasted a hot minute and they were like, nope, she's really bad. But these people get loved and idolized, and you know what I mean? And everybody says they're the smart people. Fauci, how about that for one? You know what I mean? We were told if we didn't listen to this man part and parcel, tell us what to put in our body because he was so smart. And I'm not saying, him compared to some of the dumb podcasters making the money, Rakita Law kind of thing. But these people, man, it's like, what is up with the anti-intelligence movement that I see happening right now? That people are not only supporting, they're loving, they're bleeding like seals. Yay, more anti-intelligence, more problems, less solutions. What is that? And how do we combat that, in your opinion? We'll start with you. I really want to hear from you, Jay, on that, and then we'll hit Pro.
Oh, well, there's always been that kind of element to everything. And even in the 1950s, I think Jonah and I have talked about this, the McCarthy era, because they were looking for a figure. They were looking for the communist connection. So they brought about a project, or was it Operation Mockingbird?
Yeah.
Then we had other projects that the Freedom of Information Act has disclosed over the years that showed that the different members of the media were in cahoots with the government, or they were being paid under the table or bribed or told to make up stories. And we can see that in the media a lot. In the 1980s, they had a story that came out where they said that it was called Little Jimmy. And Little Jimmy was a little boy that they said was out there slinging drugs and stuff. And it turned out there was no Little Jimmy. It was just a concocted story that was a part of the narrative during the Reagan drug era. So I think that they're always going to put infiltration too. So there's always COINTELPRO. There's always the the stories of individuals that are there to shut down grassroots movements. And there's all these people that they prop up. I was, Kurt Cobain, Brandon Lee, Post Malone, Billie Eilish. All four of those people I just named, they're all related. They're all bloodline family members. Kurt Cobain is no
Whoa.
longer with us. Brandon Lee is no longer with us. Post Malone and Billie Eilish are still here. So we get to these points in time where and then, Taylor Swift, she's dating her freaking cousin, and she's like the grandniece of Jill Biden.
But Kelsey is a cousin to Swift.
Yes, they're only third cousins though. So they're not like first or second. So
we're in Oklahoma, that's fine. Anyway,
that's what they got going on. It was customary or primary for what these royals, the royal bloodline from which these guys all originate from, they used to commingle like that in order to keep the power structure in place. So, but I think that from an intelligence perspective, the more they have different people interpreting the information incorrectly, or they're on some certain talking points, like what we discuss daily, is like the conservatives with their victimhood counter talking points, and the other non-solutionaries out there. It's just going to be between the ones that are set up and provided for us like that, to the ones that are the actual like relatives of the elite. And I think that's what it boils down to, is that the algorithm, the backing, it's similar to like my story where I hit 10 million listens. Nobody celebrated it when I hit 10. Now, if an artist like Travis Scott or something hits 10 million listens and 10 million downloads on the internet, they're going to give them a Grammy and put it all on Main Street, because now the industry is controlled by the elite, to where on the computer side of things, I'm saying, from the music standpoint. Whereas back then in 2006, and between 2006 and 2009, the internet was not controlled. It was the Wild West out there. It was not being controlled by the music industry at all. They didn't know to touch it just yet. And now they've got full control over it. Spotify is something that they can control. So when the song comes out that they want to have big, they just artificially inflate that number and say, oh, look at the number one song. And the number one song, is by, someone like Vanessa Hudgens, who's the cousin of Matt Damon. And they don't tell you that it's all interconnected. And so I think that then when we get some of the information that we hear from different people that are promoted, that's the ones that they know, oh, well, we can let them get through and get this top spot, and then have their information out there that's going to not get the public anywhere they need to be. Where when we need to be focused on, I think Protocol, now I mentioned this before, King Randall and different groups like that are trying to be education for the masses. So I think that's the aspect on that.
That was awesome. Thank you. And I had no idea so many of those people are related. And then it makes you feel like maybe it's less of a simulation and more of a birthright where you're born kind of thing, a luck of the draw. You know what I mean?
I was talking about the ancestors. I was talking about the ancestors just yesterday. Like if you go back, I think if you go back three generations, you got 14 ancestors. If you go back 10 generations, you got 1,024 ancestors.
I know we don't talk politics on PTPOD like that.
Oh, we do, but we just
something just happened.
What happened?
I'm about to share it right now.
Oh shit.
Something just happened.
It's about to go down. Oh no, it's gain of function. There it is. At stage. Boom.
So the first member of the squad, the young man who pulled the fire alarm, talking about he thought it was the door opener, just got his ass booted out of Congress, y'all.
Wow. He was the one that was just rapping on that AOC party the other night.
That was him who was rapping with AOC. Yep.
But the other guy got backfired, right?
Yeah. He
Hillary Clinton whatever endorsed him, right?
She probably did. I don't know. I didn't even pay. I think she did. I didn't even like.
I didn't even pay.
Yeah, I didn't even pay attention to that part. I just wanted to see his ass get kicked out. I mean, this is a fucking Democrat. I don't like none of the motherfuckers in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But I at least wanted to see him lose his primary just to see how he's going to react. I'm feeling like
Well,
it's just me though. I hope he loses to the GOP candidate in November. The next one I'm
he's
waiting on
also.
is
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, I'm saying I'm
I was
waiting
gonna
on Bowman.
Okay. I was gonna say Bowman's also the one who got in Massey's face, saying he was a principal, and he's also the one who got fucking lit up by Jose Vega for funding Nazis, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man,
No.
So
fuck you, New York Times. You gotta see that. They
Yeah.
let me
Well,
see
you got to
Jamal
pay.
Bowman. Yeah, fucking bastards. Fuck
New
you.
York Times on that struggle, because all their bullshit, man. You can only do that
Right.
bullshit so long. Wow, that's serious. And you know what? That is perfect because as we round out the last few minutes of this show, I saved it. This is perfect. Speaking of things changing, speaking of the tide turning,
Ugh.
my man Julian Assange was released today. Couple questions I have there. Basic, and then you guys, I know you're gonna want to get way deeper into it. One, let's see here. What's my man saying? Ballotpedia has all the stuff for free there. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just me is super happy. And Jack is saying that they didn't monetize people back in the day. Now you get 10 million anything on any platform and they throw money at you. And that's pretty true. Do you think this is a campaign stunt that Biden had something to do with this, knowing they're losing and getting Assange free would be hopefully maybe a feather in his cap? I'm not saying it's going to work, but do you think that? And then secondly, do you think it's as it seems? It's a dude who's made a deal basically to plead guilty, not do time, and be free from an embassy, a little room he's lived in for years? Or do you think there's something more to it?
I don't know. I feel like there may be something more to it. I don't think it's a quote unquote publicity stunt. I think he may be smart enough to do shit that Trump didn't do, right? Because like I really hold Trump to the fire with shit he leaves on the table that allows quote unquote proverbial wins for Biden in his camp, right? So like they're like, oh, we got Juneteenth. Yeah, well, Trump said he was gonna do Juneteenth. I wish he would have did Juneteenth before, you know what I'm saying, he left out of office. Or, oh, we're they're talking about, decriminalizing marijuana. Well, stupid, like Trump, you know that was on the table. You should have removed it. Like you cannot give them certain wins for them to even wave in front of people to be like, I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how to take this Julian Assange thing, right? Because like as was talked about in the space earlier today, like he could very well be a op, like he could very well be a op, but I'm not completely on the Assange is an op thing because like people are like, oh well, why didn't they kill him off yet? Well, I think it's like it's a little too obvious now. There's just like certain people that you can't take out or it will be obvious. You know what I mean? Like Trump, everybody feels like they'll take Trump out. If they take Trump out after everything they've done and Trump ends up dead, I don't care if he chokes on a chip, right? It's going to be blamed on Biden and the DNC and shit's going down. You know what I'm saying? Like if that man doesn't pass away of old age, you feel me? Like it's going down. And I feel like it's the same thing with Assange. If they was to touch Assange, then everybody around the world is going to be like, oh, they took out Assange. Because we already said it about McAfee, right? They took out McAfee. They're going to say they took out Assange, and I don't know how that would go because even though we have people in America who feel a certain way about Assange, there are other countries and other revolutionaries around the world that feel a particular way about Assange. And if he was to end up gone, then I think they would crank up over there because Other countries ain't no bitch. America has become the bitches of all bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no spirit of 1776. This shit is spirit of fucking Rainbow Coalition. You feel me? Like everybody's scared, they're bitch made, and they're not doing anything. But France is burning shit down every other week. Haiti is flipping motherfuckers on their head. Brazil is taking motherfucker, and Haiti's barbecuing people too, right? You got Brazil who's kicking open their president's door and taking over the houses. You know what I mean? Like this is happening around the world. And then you have America who's like, yeah, guys, we're gonna go stand on the side of the road and wave flags. You know, we're gonna write a letter.
Or even worse, we're going to take a lot of our time, effort, energy, and money and support grifters who get us nothing, who keep us stupid and divided and in front of our computers instead of out there united fighting the good fight. We're going to make sure we support these guys. It's like you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
One of my favorite things is the old saying, the reason we have so many drug addicts is because we throw so much money into drugs. You know, and it's like, okay, well, the more money you put into drug rehab, the more money you're going to have to put into, crime prevention. And then the more money you have to put into prison systems and counseling and on and on. So, you know, I'm two ways about it. We need some of that stuff. Sure. I like what Trump says about, you know, killing drug dealers. Drug dealers get the death penalty. So, congratulations to not Jamal Bowman. Congratulations to New York for hopefully getting a better politician in there for sure. And then Jay, what did you think?
No, he's with APAC.
He sucks. Jay, want to get your opinion. Jonah, feel free to weigh in as well. Protocol, you guys, this is a round table of the last 15 minutes or so. Jay, talk to me about that. Yeah, what do you think, man?
I was saying in the chat that earlier today. And
by the way, guys, just real fast disclaimer: I've had a very rough day and a very long day working on buying a home. So unlike most days, I was completely out of the chat loops today. I mean, some days you just got to live your life. Okay. My wife is off work. We're trying to move and buy a home and all of that. So some days you just can't sit in front of your, computer and get the download. Sometimes you gotta, be out there hustling. So I apologize, guys. So I don't want you to think I didn't care, but I really had stuff I was dealing with today. So yeah.
Get your priorities, gotta get it going. I was gonna say on Julian Assange, I think that they might put him on the next Boeing flight to get him out of here, since they're getting these whistleblowers out of here. But they might wait a little bit and maybe put him in a Tesla that drives off the side of a cliff somewhere. And they might wait until after the election, and he might glow too. And that I want to say it's a might. It's almost a 90%, because we look at Manning. Remember that Manning character who suddenly became a girl or whatever they did for themselves?
Bradley
went
to
a girl
Chelsea.
that became a man, or a man became, I don't know, whatever nonsense they did. That came out to find out that person was like related to one of the special operatives or something like that was working on their case or something. Then it became known that, Snowden, and they made a movie. Snowden was, of course, related to some of the Congress people and also some of the people that were in the higher up positions of those intelligence spots, and that they were encouraging them to do some of the nonsense they did. And then they throw the book at Julian Assange. So it was all like, during that time period of all that so-called espionage stuff going down, the only person that really caught the brunt of it was Assange, but temporarily, because they might just be waiting to get some more intel out of him before they get rid of him. And they might not get rid of him until after the election. They might find him with the pillow over his head, like they did Justice Scalia when Obama was in office. So I think that's the route that they're probably taking. Is they're just trying to debrief whatever last bit of information he might have on either our boy Trump or maybe on Clinton or something like that. They might be pulling him out in time for the election to say, hey, did you have any documents that you ever found on Trump, any kind of dirt that we can use? Because we've got this election coming up. We need the October surprise. Every year when there's this big election, they always pull the October surprise. So we're going to have to watch for that in October again. They always have this operation where they pull out these dirty tricks and this information they've been holding on to all year long. So they might be trying to grasp at all kinds of stuff out there, or pull a sudden event. like shut the lights off or something like that in order to stop it once if they keep seeing these polls doing as good as they are.
Well, man, I'm in a half agreement with Pro that the October surprise might be that there's no November election. Surprise!
Yeah, definitely feel like that may be out the window, especially and Trump is pulling ahead. Like he is all
It's
gas,
next. I've never
no
seen.
brakes.
I'm
Like,
starting to do it. I'm gonna have to do this study, and I started last night, but it's been crazy. But Jay, you might be interested in this too. I want to see if any president has ever moved the needle for the opposite party ever in history the way Trump has. It's next level, bro. Gaining 21% of black voters. That's nuts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, bro.
I don't even like. I think it's like this is the thing. Like, and I tell everybody, it's like I've never been asked any of these questions from these poll people, and I don't know anybody who's been asked any of these questions from these poll people. I think they really just pulled numbers out of their ass, or better yet, in the land of J Pilon, I think they too study gematria, and they use particular numbers, you know what I'm saying, to throw out there on people for them to pick up on, and they don't realize what the numbers are, but I think the numbers are greater, and I think they shit us on the numbers that they tell us. Just straight up point blank period, bro. Because like I know so many people now who was anti-Trump who's like fuck Biden and voting for Trump. So I think it's going to be great. I think we need to pay more attention than I've been on this. If we do have an election, which I really don't think we are, but if we do have an election, I think that everybody who's voting for Trump need to say, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck your neighbor, and put a damn Trump sign in your yard so that people know that, hey, I vote, and when those numbers come back and they say this precinct got, 1,000 votes for Biden and 800 people got, it's 1,000 people voting and all 1,000 voted for goddamn Biden, but it's 800 Trump signs in yards. You know what I'm saying? People need to stand up and kick some ass. And I think that's, where we're going to have to be at in this election, if the election happens.
Agreed. Okay. And Jonah, you there, baby? Jonah 1-2.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Assange, hit me.
Man, I said a lot in the spaces and I'll send people there, but I can give you all kinds of reasons. I say he's not because he's not Seth Rich, which is kind of funny because, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that the reason that they took him out? Because Seth Rich allegedly gave it to him? So that's the importance of that comment too, right? But, man, the link that I sent to Goldstein, right? It's Showtime, like Showtime, whatever, fucking television studios or whatever. It's Julian Assange's personal documentary where he's making an emergency call to Hillary Clinton because a password was published online and shit was published without the redactions. So why the fuck is he going out of his way to make that emergency call? It's an op. There's a bunch of other reasons, but again, too,
give me another one. I think that's extremely weak. So give me another one.
That he's
you don't have
direct?
Any proof that happened. I know enough about Hollywood where you're like fuck Hollywood and fair. I agree. But I know enough about that to know that that's a probably. There's been many questions on whether
is him calling their.
There's been many questions on whether that call was correct or not, whether that was staged.
Okay. The Isaiah brothers incident where they gave up one of their so the Isaiah brothers were agency bankers in Ecuador, right? In the 90s, and Ecuador has wanted them ever since because they stole a shit ton of money from that country.
Okay.
In February 15 of 2019, which is my birthday, funnily enough. But New York Times talks about how they got picked up by ICE. Immigration control, whatever it is, enforcement.
Okay.
So they were held in custody until their son ended up getting taken into custody, or one of the sons got taken into custody in Ecuador. Then Assange was released from Ecuador embassy. He was taken into custody by UK. And then the two Isaias brothers that were being held by ICE were released. So these are I'm not saying he's agency as in he works direct for any nation state, but he's definitely a freelance or open source intelligence agent of some sort.
That's fair. Another question, and once again, just because you're one of the few people in the world that I know that I can actually probe and challenge, and you won't get offended because you study this, you want this seat, right? So on that, and I'm talking about not my people here, but you guys know that, especially me and Pro we debate all the time. Everybody knows that. But anyway, regardless, okay, so if he is a Fed, was he assisted in with that shit in opening WikiLeaks, one, and then two, why was he hemmed up in an embassy for years, and why didn't whoever he was working for come to help him or save him?
That's what I'm saying. And he's working at different agencies, he's freelance. So when you piss off one, right, you still have the others after you. But I'm actually just about to take off here. So no, but he was doing freelance. He wasn't working for anyone specific, all right?
Okay.
You know, get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, okay. Anyway,
So
so
when
OTEP and build. OTEP and build. I gotta take off. Actually, I gotta drive the drunks home.
All
Good
right,
job,
baby.
Hibbit. Be safe.
bro.
See, when you do cocaine, you can drive drunks home. That's the lesson we learned.
So back on Assange though, his defense team, and coming from Assange himself and his defense team at the time that he was put under trial for the espionage, they all claimed that they contacted the Secretary of Defense Hillary Clinton to warn her that the information was about to be leaked onto the WikiLeaks, and that they consulted with her to ask her what next step was going to happen. So I don't know if that's even sounds like. Does it sound like a whistleblower to you, or does that sound like an operative? That sounds like to me, when we start digging into what the defenses for each of these characters was at the time, is that they were just following orders.
Fair. That makes sense. Okay, so who helped him start WikiLeaks then? How did he get that? You know what I'm saying? Because if the real story ain't the real story, how did this? Because we got real information from WikiLeaks that made real motherfuckers want to really kill him, right? So who helped him start WikiLeaks then, do you think?
It would be in the FOIA, all the details from there. Plus, I think you could go back through whatever the
No, I'm not talking actual
documented.
You know what, man? Ain't no Nephilims documented, but we know they existed, homie. Okay.
Oh, who behind the curtain started it?
Yeah,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to those conversations. So no.
I don't theorize. This is why we do. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So
it's probably in the numbers somewhere. But I even if I looked at it and figured it out, I probably wouldn't say.
Bro.
Who? The small hats. That's who. A very disgruntled small hat. Who?
Believe it or not, that makes complete. I don't know how I didn't see that, but that makes complete fucking sense, bro. That makes. I hate to say that, but I'm like, okay. An internal way to take down America, meant to be disguised as liberal, but really not a liberal good thing, but it was actually meant to dig deeper into our shit and destroy that. Oh, okay, sure.
Somebody very, very disgruntled, right? Who has a lot of money and a lot of power, who was like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to help you start this, and it's going to throw everything in array, because it really did throw everything in array for a brief second until they was like, oh, look, a squirrel that's on fire. And then everybody just paid attention to the burning squirrel, and then they got the bleach bit and the hammers, you know what I'm saying? And then it destroyed everything, and it kind of just, went into underground, if you would. But yeah, I don't know, man, because it's like, it's almost too perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely, maybe you know who did it? I know exactly who did it. one of my favorite James Bond movies was Tomorrow Never Dies. Okay.
Right.
And I think that my dude with the news, right? I can't think of his name right now, but I think that there's a real him in a submarine somewhere, and they help start WikiLeaks to help to cause disarray in America so that it was Putin.
Nice.
That and then
Nice.
fast forward, and now we got BRICS, right? Because everything went to shit, and then people like America started imploding within. We got the Civil War, we got the Democrats out of office for a second, and then now BRICS is coming up. There's like 300 countries trying to join BRICS right now. Like it's crazy, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know, man. It's really a wacky game of whack-a-mole while playing who's who in a world of craziness, man. I don't know.
Everything represents everything. No, I hear that. Jay, what are your thoughts on that one, man? And while we're up on that 2-hour mark, I'll let you close out with what you think of that, and then tell the people where they can find you, how they can find you. And I got a quick question for you. Last closeout song of the night. Would you rather it be Sunshine from Outer Space or Where Did the Lights Go?
I like both of them because
they're your jams, yes. But which one do
Sunshine from Outer Space is something that my son came up with. He came up with the lyrics to that, and he was like, "No, Daddy, you're singing it all wrong." And I tried to get him to sing on it, so I made a song that does have his voice on it. Like I think it's a song I'm going to release the rest of the stuff. Like I got a whole album worth of like pop songs, and I got a whole album worth of rap songs. Two different albums that I finished.
You need guitar tracking, man. In fact, I just did some tracking in Chickasha last week. Little studio sesh. I love that, man. Nothing makes you feel cooler than people paying you money to play your music on somebody else's track. You're like, yeah, I'll come in and help out, bro. Yeah. I know. You need the magic fingers. You know what I'm saying?
It probably sound good on some spots, but I have to go with Where the Lights All Go, I guess.
That's what we'll play out as we call it at night here. We've been trying to, man, I'm going to start messing until you copyright strike me. I'm just going to play your stuff, though. You know, like no in and out, our intros and outros. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
No copyright.
We're going to get you paid on that. Man, you're awesome. Also, for those that don't, we didn't even get into it. I knew 2 hours wasn't going to be enough time, but I feel like, if I did a good job, you come back and hang out with me again. Because I know you got a lot of podcasts. A lot of people want you on podcasts, and you got a lot going on outside of this. But, man, people don't even know you're a brilliant collector. You got a movies podcast. I didn't even know you did till Sunday. Because I was, checking out your jams. I was like, he does a movies podcast? That's interesting.
I've been going on Cinema is Dying with movie director and producer. And writer. There's a writer over there, Marcus Vitaphone. And then Marcus Fleming, shout out to him, who's a movie director. I do a regular like podcast with movie director Marcus Fleming. He's got a new movie coming out at the theater pretty soon. He's gonna detail more on that project coming up. So I'm looking forward to talking to him about that. Is
Fleming's in Oklahoma City?
Huh?
Is Fleming's in Oklahoma City?
No, he's in the UK. He's a movie director in the UK, but he's got a couple movies that are on Tubi right now, and then he's got another movie that's on Netflix, and he's got one that's getting ready to go through the BFI, the British Film Institute stuff, and then once it passes through those screenings, it's going to be in the theater limited edition releases. We'll probably get it here in some of our more artesian theaters around Oklahoma. We'll be able to check it out.
Bro, if you want to, the largest Black-owned film studio is in Oklahoma City.
Is that right?
So the largest, as far as, square footage, space, all of that, the largest one is in Oklahoma City. One of the largest, some of the largest amounts of SBA money go to minority businesses in Oklahoma. I got a lot of friends. In fact, I'm getting involved because they're like, we need coaches and mentors with these businesses. And, so I'm excited to get involved and volunteer a little bit there. But, man, there's so much art, and you're so creative, and you're a hotel. And you know what I mean? The Protocol loves you. So we got to get together. And he at least likes you strongly. But anyway, the point is...
either word works perfectly. I love you, Jay. No
brothers of the bill. Ding. So thing there is just, want to get you involved in stuff, let the people know how they find you real fast. When are you on? What is your podcasting schedule? What's the best social media to follow you on? Hit the people with that so we can let you have a life. But you got to promise you'll come back soon.
Yeah, J Pilon on the YouTube.com. And then just
Is J Pilon on YouTube?
yeah, J Pilon 8281 on YouTube. That's where you can check out my stuff. Sometimes I post excerpts of the different stuff I do. I go on several different boxing shows, boxing podcasts. I go on some esoteric podcasts from time to time. So I'm all over the internet. Or you could just keep typing in J Pilon on the YouTube search and you'll see me pop up somewhere on someone's channel too. They invite me over to like talk on some of these collector channels too, where I might, because I've got a Ninja Turtle collection, I got a video game collection, I got, just all kinds of hobbies and collections on the
I got
side
a Pez.
too.
I would love for you to see my Pez collection sometime.
Pez, Pez started off eBay basically. eBay basically started off as a Pez, a Pez dispensary, and then it became what it became later on when everybody else started jumping on board with it. But that's where I could be found. Instagram too.
Instagram, yes.
Yeah.
All right, J Pilon, we looking for you. And then as far as podcasting, you have the Cannon Show.
That's right. Cannon Hotep and I'm co-host usually of Cannon Hotep with Cannon Hotep and doing different videos with him a lot. So we think we go down his chart. It's like half of his stuff has got me up into there somehow.
I love it. I love it. Okay, cool, man. And just so people can see you and understand, cool thing about you, very much like Pro, like myself, there's a lot of sides to us. You know what I mean? I can do a podcast about comedy and talking smack, a little bit about fighting. I didn't know you were so into fights too, man. It looks like I'm going to be working with Justin in Oklahoma Combat Sports. So we'll get into that. But, want everybody to, become a fan. If you like Jay, there's different places to see him. You might like him cracking wise about movies, or you might like him getting into deep Hotep theory. So, pick your poison, if you will. Speaking of picking your poison, the man that is a headhunter, poison to all stupid ideas, poison to all poison, the man who is the headhunter of liberal scalps, going hunting tomorrow, sharpening knives tonight. My man PRO2KALL, let him know. Let him know, brother.
Well, you can find me all places. You can look up PRO2KALL, PRO2KALL. It should pop up. Excuse me. I'm on X, Seaport Pro. I'm on Insta, Seaport Pro. RecRadioSAV.com if you like some good jams. J Pilon has a couple of tracks spinning there, and I have more being uploaded. You can catch me there. Friday Night Flights every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Rumble. You can find me on Rumble at PRO2KALL as spelled there, as well as YouTube, or as PRO2KALL as spelled there. Every Friday night I'm there, and then Sunday nights you can catch me with the man, the myth, the legend, right here. Boom. With my partner, FW Mike. We're on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. But the most recent thing that's coming up that I am ready for, that as he says, I'm sharpening my knife and I am getting life together for, is this debate that is coming up tomorrow, man. I need you guys to pull up in the building and check out the debate. There it is, Mike. If you want to put that on the screen for all the people to see.
I was about to say, I'm pulling it up myself. I wasn't, because I was pulling it up myself. My bad. You beat me.
You good, bro. It's all good, man. You can catch me right there, man. It's going down tomorrow, 8 p.m. The Young Democrats of Georgia Black Caucus has asked that I grace them with my presence. So the honorable statesman, that is me, PRO2KALL, will be in the building going against my little brother. For some very healthy and high-spirited conversation and debate. All right. So come on in there, man. It's the pre-debate before the big debate here in Georgia. All right. So I'm going to be swaying some people over to the red side or at least away from the blue side, and we're gonna make things happen, man. So hope to see you there. I'm definitely going to stream it live on my X platform. I might put it on Rumble, but it will definitely be on my X platform tomorrow. So you can check out those two places, YouTube, Facebook, but it'll definitely be on X.
Forgot to put this one on X tonight, damn it. Or I should have asked you because I was anyway,
Yeah.
no worries. It's not like they miss much. It's our guest with Jay is great, but you know, what are you gonna do? Not every show is the best show.
Hey,
Felt like it
man, it's
wasn't in
all
the
right, man.
groove. Y'all were good. I wasn't in the groove, but we had good. So she says, enjoy your content. Bye bye, Montoya. We miss you. We thank
Peace,
you.
peace,
So,
peace, Montoya, Hotep and Bill. That's my girl, man. I've been rocking with Montoya for a long time, man. We
yeah,
started over.
she's one of the original gangsters, the OGs
Yeah,
in the building.
yeah. We was over in Facebook rooms and then YouTube together, man. I'm talking about deep on this red pilling journey, man. Deep. So
We got to get to Cali. We got to plan a trip up to the other side, hang out with Montoya and all our LA fun. We got some LA people, man. So yeah.
yeah,
So,
I want to go over there before
thank
it
you,
gets
Blunt
broken
Step.
off into the ocean.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. Appreciate you, man. And your Twitter is cool, man. I'm so glad I discovered and followed you, dude. You got a whole like everybody, man. There are many sides. You know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
everybody in our crew, we could be 10
Yeah.
different people on any given day because it's who we are to survive. So yeah, brother.
I wonder, do I follow Blunt Step? Let me find out if I follow this man.
Blunt Step, do me a favor and drop your socials in the chat if you're okay with doing that. You don't have to, but if you want to. We only got like 12 people hanging around now. So stop in Phoenix. Yeah, man, we'll come grab you. Security. Big Jack. We got you on the way, brother. All right. And then I just want to take a quick second. I'm going to pull up here. I just want to tell everybody, man, hang in there. It's summertime. It's hot. I don't talk much one-on-one on solo here, but I wanted to take a second and I wanted to let you guys know that I appreciate you genuinely. I appreciate all the chats. I appreciate all the love, all the phone calls or the text messages, all the DMs, all the time that you guys spend out of your personal life to take a minute and hang out with me and help me pursue my dream, help my homies pursue their dreams. Because as you know, I believe I'm a light and my job is to shine a light on others. I don't do a solo show. I have no desire to do a solo show. But when we get together and do this, we're helping everybody with a dream that's willing to give us some time. So without you, there is no me. And I just want to take a second and thank you so much because sometimes life gets tough and knowing I can do this sometimes is the thing that, makes the day easier to get through. And, so I appreciate all y'all on here. I want to thank you so much for that. Want to tell you to be safe. My brother PRO2KALL and me will be Sunday night. Tomorrow night is so important. We're going to be watching his debate live. I might even stream Snipe because, but I'm kidding. I won't do that. Except I might. I mean, if you only go live on X, I'm going to put it everywhere else. How about that? You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a win.
And then Thursday night, you're going to be at the debate headquarters.
Yeah. So Thursday night, I'm going to go up there. I'll be up there as close to CNN as I can get.
Big Mike.
Waving flags, and then from there I am going to an event that's being hosted. Damn it, where's that event at? Do I have the flyer? I don't even have the flyer on my computer, do I? I do not. I think it's on my X page. Let me see if I can get there right quick. There's a conserve the culture. So you guys may have seen the hug heard around the world, man. Shouts out to my girl Michaela. Hey Michaela. She's hosting. She's the one who hugged Trump at Chick-fil-A. She's over Conserve the Culture, and Conserve the Culture is having a debate watch party in Atlanta at this restaurant. Damn, it's not on my Twitter. Oh, that's bad, bro. That is horrible, bro. Bro, that is horrible. How dare you? I do know it's over here on my Insta though. So okay, no. Oh, god dang it. Stop sharing. Yeah, so it's going down at Kore, Kore Steakhouse. If you're in the Atlanta area, presidential election debate, conserve the culture, watch party. It starts at 7, which is interesting because the debate starts at 9. But we'll be there at 7. Well, they'll be there at 7. I'll be there somewhere close to 7, 8 o'clock because I'm gonna wave Trump in, and then it's gonna be big. And then after that, there's an informal town hall. So, yeah, man, if you're there, man, make sure you, matter of fact, I do need to share this screen because there is a RSVP, that you'd have to do if you're in the Atlanta area. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this and then we can go ahead and get ready to get up out of here because I know my brother is ready to cut it short because we are over the 2-hour mark. So,
it's all good.
There it
good,
is.
brother. Boom. Yeah. Oh, I like that. That's good design too.
Yeah, that's a good design, bro. They did that. That's awesome. Sleepy Joe with Talking Trump. You know what I mean? Presidential election debate 2024. Conserve the culture, man. Shouts out to Conserve the Culture. It's free to attend, but you must RSVP. And that email is conservetheculture@gmail.com. That is CONSERVETHECULTURELLC, excuse me, at gmail.com. Conserve the culture LLC@gmail.com, man.
Boom. It's in the chat, brother.
There it
All right,
is.
guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Of course, bro, appreciate you. Also, please do call in, man. Looks like me and homeboy.
dog.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was like, I thought that was that was a good one. I love
Yeah,
that.
no, that's my homie right there, man. My homie Don Box, man. Don Box is in the DC gulag right now, man. Free my dog, the peaceful protester. That is so crazy that he had this sign that said peaceful protester. And this was in 2020. This was before the election when we took this picture. And he had the peaceful protester sign, and then he went to J6, and now he's locked up. So,
and they still haven't let him go or let him out.
Still haven't let him go. He actually just went to court. He officially got sentenced. Oh, well, he officially went to court recently, and he pleaded. So he has a sentencing that's going to come up. And I wish he wouldn't have pleaded, but you know, shit happens.
Well, pardons are coming. So
right there, yes, they are.
They can do it the easy way or the hard way, but you know, it's the government for the people by the people. All right, brother. I will see you tomorrow night, and make sure Thursday you hit me up. Me and Haram, me and Reef are gonna do kind of a live stream thing. And
be careful.
Yeah, we're already
Rumble only.
Yeah,
Rumble only. Yeah. Maybe X. Maybe X. Do you know that they're streaming this on HBO Max?
No. Just CNN came out and said you can't do anything other than 3-minute clips, and Elon said "F you," we're doing it, and so we.
I think Rumble said "F you" too.
Yeah,
but it's on HBO Max. Like I shared it on my Facebook. You can go back and check it from like today. It was on my shares today, but it's one of those. They're streaming it on HBO Max, so I think they're going hard in the paint on this one.
Wow, yeah, they need help. And I mean, what does that tell you? If they're doing all that, man, they're excited about that mute button. Just like that shit. Yeah, well, I just think they're excited. They've got a plan. And I know Trump is going to outsmart the plan as he always does, but boy, they're going hard on this plan, I think. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I got to pee. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed it.
Play the song.
And right now, for you guys, as we play out, this is Jake Pilon, our very special guest who's coming back very soon. It's just too much to do here. And this is a jam of his called Where Did the Lights Go? Released this year, 2024.
Where did the lights all go? Where did the night come from today? I guess I have nowhere to go. If there's no place to call home, so where do I go? Hold on now, when I lost underground, trying to rebuild the world that's no longer around. So just hold on now, hold on now. I left my phone back home. Where has the time all gone? The lights are off now. The dark is all I see. If there's no place to call a home, so where do I go? Hold on now, when I lost underground, trying to rebuild the world that's no longer around. So just hold on now, hold on now. I left my phone back home. Where has the time all gone? The lights are off now. The dark is all I see. If there's no place to call home.